The Patriots draft in 2018 is going to be an interesting one. There's no doubt about it. For the Patriots, I've heard one of two common arguments. I've heard the people that say, trade up for a quarterback. You need the future at the position. You need to think about replacing Tom Brady. And then on the other side, I hear fans and analysts say, stay where you are. Draft for need. Draft a left tackle. You need an edge rusher. You need a linebacker. That's where I come in. I'm going to examine what the Patriots can do in this NFL draft, where they could potentially trade up, and which players at which positions will be available for them to pick when their picks come around in this draft. Plus, I'll give you my personal preference for how I think the Patriots should address this draft. But let's start off with looking at the Patriots' positions of need. They obviously have positions of need. I ranked the top 5 needs for the Patriots. The Patriots, of course, have these 4 picks in the first 2 rounds, and they need to address these positions wisely. At number 1, I have the off-the-ball linebacker position. The Patriots are in desperate need for a more athletic combination of size and speed at the linebacker position. They desperately missed Dante Hightower when he was not on the field last season, and this, quite honestly, was the biggest reason they didn't win the Super Bowl. They didn't have a premier linebacker in a Patriots defense that relies a lot on a premier linebacker. If the Patriots want to address this position, they're going to have to do it early in the draft. Rather the first or the second round, there are plenty of options, which I'll get to, that I think could come in and help increase the Patriots' athleticism at this position, the ability to play in coverage, but also stop the run. The versatility at the linebacker position is absolutely crucial for the Patriots' defense. At number 2, I have the left tackle. As we know, Tom Brady needs somebody to protect his blind side. Nate Solder was that guy since 2011, and he did a great job, and he's been a very good left tackle for the Patriots for a number of seasons, but he's moved on. He's been a little bit overpaid by the New York Giants. The Patriots, they need to get a young replacement in there in the first 2 rounds, get a premier player at this position in the draft, I do believe, and this is their biggest need on the offensive side of the football. At number 3, I have edge rusher. As we saw with the Philadelphia Eagles, you can never have enough of this position. Yes, they signed Adrian Claiborne. That was a nice add. Yes, they have Trey Flowers, but they need more talent at this position, especially young talent that can come in and give you more athleticism. As we saw with the Patriots last year, their defense was too slow. It just didn't have enough speed. It didn't have enough athleticism. And that's a key word. I think the Patriots need to come in and they need to get an edge rusher, a guy that can get after the quarterback, a guy that can bring sacks and pressures to this defense. At number 4, I have the future of the quarterback position. The quarterback is obviously the biggest position in all of sports. To replace Tom Brady, it's going to have to be a kid that's something special, and the Patriots are probably going to have to pick somebody higher in the draft in order to live up to the hype. And with this quarterback position, we're talking about a guy that's going to be coming in for the greatest quarterback of all time when it's all said and done. There's going to be a lot of pressure. So that being said, I think this quarterback, whoever they draft, is going to have to sit a couple of years. Now, that also means that this quarterback position is not exactly a need, a pressing need right now in 2018. That's why I have it only at number 4. You still have Tom Brady for at least 2 more seasons, in my opinion, at least at a competent level. I expect Tom Brady to be near MVP level again in 2018. But you need to start in the back of your mind thinking about the replacement this upcoming season. At number 5, I have the backup tight end tied with the cornerback position, because the cornerback position is the position on defense that the Patriots stress the most. High standards for this position in the Patriots defense. Belichick always puts a ton of stress on his corners to play a ton of man-to-man coverage. That's the way that they like to do it in New England, and they need good corners and fast, athletic, good press man corners in order to do that. And I think the Patriots will be wanting to address this position with another younger body behind Stephon Gilmore and the replacement for Malcolm Butler, Jason McCourty, in this draft. You then move over to the backup tight end. You obviously have to think about the future of Rob Gronkowski. What is it? Is he going to be around this season? Is he going to be around next season? Is Gronk going to leave? Is he going to be traded? What's the news on Rob Gronkowski? What is the future with him? We don't really know. And Rob Gronkowski, of course, is arguably the greatest tight end in NFL history. He's definitely the best tight end in football right now, and he gives so much to the Patriots. He's an amazing blocker. He's an amazing receiver. He is a one-of-a-kind threat across the NFL. There's nothing like Rob Gronkowski. So you have to think about potentially bringing in a backup, younger tight end, an athletic guy that can not only maybe complement Rob Gronkowski if he's still on your team, but also potentially think about replacing him, because this tight end position has been absolutely crucial to the Patriots' offensive success over the past 10 or so years. With all that being said, let's now take a look at the Patriots' current draft picks and their potential opportunities to trade up for probably the future at the quarterback position. Now, if the Patriots do want to trade up, as I said, it's probably going to be for their future quarterback. But it could also be for a linebacker. It could be for an edge rusher. It could even be for a left tackle. This draft has 5 quarterbacks that are projected to be first-round picks, with the potential of 6. You have Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Josh Rosen, Lamar Jackson, and maybe even Mason Rudolph. The Patriots in the first and the second round currently hold selections 23, 31, 43, and 64 overall. If we're discussing the Patriots moving up, we must discuss the Patriots and the teams who I think will take a quarterback. So basically, there's been 3 teams that have pretty much said that and stated that they're going to be drafting a quarterback. There's the Browns, there's the Jets, there's the Bills. Those teams have already stated that they are going to take a quarterback, and nobody's arguing with them because they need one desperately. The other teams that we look at that maybe there could be quarterbacks on their team, you look at the Giants. Are they replacing Eli Manning? The Broncos have needed a quarterback since Peyton has left. The Cardinals need one because Carson Palmer is retired. Sam Bradford's there, but is he really the future of the franchise? The Ravens, Joe Flacco kind of sucks now. You have the Chargers, and Phillip Rivers is getting older, so they could all pick quarterbacks, as well as teams that are behind the Patriots' initial pick of 23, like the Steelers and the Saints, who Big Ben and Breeze, they're contemplating retirement. So are those guys going to be gone soon? So they need to think about a quarterback as well. But those are outside shots, the Saints and the Steelers. The other teams do have a realistic chance of taking a quarterback in the first round. Again, that's a lot of teams. That's 1, 2, 3 for sure. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 potential teams that could pick a quarterback, and that's not counting the Steelers or the Saints or the Patriots. So in grand total, there could be 11 teams that want a quarterback, probably somewhere around 5, if we're being honest. Okay, so it's going to be costly for the Patriots to move up high in this draft. This is why I can't really see the Patriots moving up into the top 10. I've heard about it. I've heard people talk about, trading up to the 1st overall pick or the 4th pick or in the top 10. But the top 10 is prime real estate. And if you think about Bill Belichick, he's all about the picks. He's all about quantity. He's not necessarily about quality, because with Bill Belichick, he knows that he's going to get the quality out of the quantity. He's not one of these guys that needs a high pick to get the money. So with Bill Belichick, he's a guy that loves to trade back. These picks for him are too valuable. That's why I don't really see him moving up in the draft into the top 10 to get a quarterback. Now, if they do trade up, I could see them trading up as high as 13. That does make sense because they're not actually having to give up too much. They're not breaking the bank to move into the 13, 14, 15, 16 range. We're talking about the Redskins, who are holding 13, the Packers, who are holding 14, Cardinals and Ravens, who are holding 15 and 16. 2 of these teams are on the maybe quarterback list, the Cardinals and the Ravens. So to grab one of these picks, the Patriots would most likely need to deal their 23rd and 43rd overall picks, which is, of course, fair value according to the NFL draft value chart. I'm not just making up mumbo jumbo here. That being said, if the Patriots were to trade into this range, their choice of quarterback would most likely be a Lamar Jackson or possibly a fallen Baker Mayfield. Now, I'm a fan of both quarterbacks. You may not be, but I'm particularly a fan of Lamar Jackson. And I feel that the Patriots would be wise to pair his athleticism with Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels is one of the best offensive minds in the NFL. Think about this. This is a guy that drafted Tim Tebow in the past. He obviously had a thought of what Tim Tebow was going to be in this offense. So, Lamar Jackson, a better thrower than Tim Tebow, a much better runner as well. Lamar in Louisville, he played in a similar offense. There's already that thing swirling around there. He would be a good fit in my opinion. Then you look at Mayfield, I think he'd also be a decent fit for the Patriots. His accuracy would be ideal for the Patriots' traditional Brady-led offense, although his size is kind of outside the Patriots' typical measurables, which leads me to believe that the Patriots are probably not going to trade up for Lamar Jackson or for Baker Mayfield. Although I'd love Lamar Jackson, I don't really think it's going to happen, which leads me to my next point. Typically, the Patriots have specific measurables for the quarterback position. They love the height, the weight, the hand size. Those are things that you look at Tom Brady, he has those things. You look at certain quarterbacks the Patriots have had in the past, they love those sort of players. And Bill Belichick comes from the Bill Parcells school of thought where he likes these big quarterbacks, like a Phil Simms, for example. A player that would better suit these measurables would be a guy like Mason Rudolph, who the Patriots have already brought in for a workout, and he'll probably be available at the end of the first round. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Rudolph. I think that he has his positives, but to me, he's outside of these top 5. For sure, he's outside of the top 5. I don't really see him as a first-round quarterback, but that's just my opinion. If the Patriots wanted Rudolph, they could probably grab him at 31. Now, Rudolph does have some good things. I think he could fit in the offense quite well. He has good over-the-middle accuracy. I think he's a big body guy. He has okay athleticism. He's not going to really wow you. He's not necessarily a franchise talent, in my opinion. That's why I kind of would be a little bit skeptical if they picked him in the first round, because I don't necessarily think he's a game-changing player like a Lamar, Baker Mayfield, or, you know, one of these Josh Allen sort of guys in the first round. He's a little bit different. He's more of a system guy, in my opinion. Now, the other trades that would make sense for the Patriots are trades up with Dallas and Detroit. The Patriots have a relationship with both teams, and both teams aren't in need of a quarterback, but they're in need of defensive help later in the draft. Plus, wouldn't it just make sense for Patricia and Quinn to trade with Bill? These guys go way back. Obviously, Patricia just left to Detroit. He's already talking about having practices with the Patriots in the offseason. Hey, Bill, let's do this trade. Plus, it wouldn't cost the Pats significantly, you know, a lot, because it would be significantly less, actually, to only move up 3 or 4 spots compared to moving up to 13, 14, or 15. Just moving up to like 20 or 19 would be a lot easier for the Patriots to do. The Patriots also have a very good relationship with Jerry Jones, trading in the past with him. So I could see this happening. I could see the Patriots moving up a couple of spots. Now, this would probably be for maybe a left tackle, an edge rusher, somebody that's fallen in the draft at a different position that they really like. Regardless, I think this approach of trading up for anybody in this year's draft is not my preference. I prefer the Patriots to address more immediate needs this season. I would love for the Patriots to specifically draft defense in the first round. That's my opinion. There are plenty of defensive players at the end of the first that I really think could significantly improve the Patriots' biggest weakness from a year ago. You look at, like, for example, at linebacker, a guy like Rashaan Evans of Alabama. A guy that comes from a system that the Patriots really value. Of course, you already have Dante Hightower from the same school, a player that's athletic, a good linebacker. You have other players like linebackers from Boise State, for example. That would make sense. On the edge, there's players like Harold Landry, Sam Hubbard, Lorenzo Carter. These players also make sense at the end of the first round. Now, the Patriots, they also value the cornerback position higher than just about anyone in the NFL, as I brought up. There are plenty of options like a personal favorite of mine, Mike Hughes of UCF, Carlton Davis, Jari Alexander, Isaiah Oliver, and the list goes on and on and on if they want to spend it on a cornerback. The Patriots also need to think about replacing Nate Solder at left tackle. Well, there's Colton Miller, there's Connor Williams. There's a lot of different options at the left tackle position that they could pick if they want to and choose to. So that's my preference. Don't really move from your spot. Just load up on talent that you need. Don't count out the Patriots, though, from trading back, because they always trade back, especially at the end of the first round. They always trade back because, think about it, the Patriots, they don't have a 4th or 5th round pick, and how much would Belichick love to add one of those rounds to his draft board? Trade away 31. They could definitely trade away one of their seconds and add a 4th or 5th round pick to their resume, for sure. My ideal draft for the Patriots would definitely involve addressing the linebacker, edge rusher, and left tackle positions in 3 of the 4 picks. The 4th selection is up to you. I would say that they could use a corner, a quarterback, or a tight end, but that's my preference once again. I'll trust Belichick and his staff to make the right call, but that's just one man's view on how the Patriots should attack this upcoming draft. What direction do you want the Patriots to go? Who should the Patriots pick? Let me know in the comments. It's Mitch of TheBottomLineView. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more NFL, and peace out.